Hey yo, it's January 25th of starting out 2020, and we're here with another Thriving Artist ArtLife short. I am Delta Tango Mike. You can find me anywhere on the internet: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Patreon, anywhere. Delta Tango Mike. That is the name of my website also, Delta Tango Mike. And on LinkedIn and Behance, I am the Creative Genius. Today I want to talk about a couple of things, and really it's a few things all mashed into one, which I will take my time to talk about in the next few days, little by little. But it's about learning to negotiate, all right? You don't get paid what you're worth. You don't get paid your value. You get paid what you can negotiate. And so negotiation for a creative person is very important because that's you figuring out a way to get paid what you want and not what you're being told that they're willing to pay. Now, of course, I've talked about this before about how to figure out what you should get paid. And the three things were what the industry says, what is happening on the streets, what other artists will tell you that's what the rates are. And then the third thing is going to be, well, how much money do you need to earn to live the life that you live, to pay your bills, and so on and so forth. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of getting paid what you're worth or your value is negotiating. You have to know what price point you need to get paid, what price point you're willing to get paid, and how to have that conversation with a client so that you walk away with a number that you're comfortable with. One of the worst things, or two of the, was it one? Or one of the worst things that come out of negotiations, when you have a bad negotiation, when you negotiate a bad price, is being very unhappy later when you're doing the work and figuring out that there's a whole lot more that you did not talk about or that you not think about that you're gonna have to deal with now, and you're only gonna get paid the money that you've already agreed to. And so some of those things could be extra time demanding more time of you to finish this project because of the responsiveness of the client, because things are not falling in line with what they said that the client was going to do, especially when in order to do the work, you need the client's input and feedback, and to take time to give you that feedback. So what started off as a 2-week project ends up being a month. And now that's extra time being taken away from you that you could have already started the next project and gotten paid, but you're still stuck in this project. So, and the money is not going to change. So now you're getting paid less per hour, paid less for your time for the same project that could have been done a lot faster and sooner. So that's so because of those things, you have to understand your negotiation and what it is that you're talking about when you're negotiating so that you can get paid what you're worth. Let's see. I got one of the other reasons on why you are unhappy with your negotiation is that later there are extra edits, multiple versions, long periods of no communication, extra demands on your time, and worst of all, low pay. So to understand your negotiation positions takes learning from others. You're gonna have to collaborate and spend time with other artists, understanding how they negotiate, how they talk about their pricing, how to talk to the clients about pricing so that they can get paid what they're worth. One of the tools that I've used is being around others who are smarter than me, who have been in the industry longer than me, and I ask their advice. I sit with them. I go to their meetings, and as a collaborator, as somebody who's there to work on a project, and listen for the details, listen to the little things that are being said and how words are framed to get the effect that you want. If you don't have people that you can talk to, a great resource is Chris Do on YouTube. They have a lot of negotiation tactics and words and terms that allow you the chance to express how you feel, talk about what's really worth, and how you're willing to make adjustments to make the deal go through without losing your position as a negotiator or giving in to what the client demands. And remember, the client is not the enemy. You are not in the business to battle clients to try to extract money from the client. You're in the business to be a creative, to work on their craft and find clients you can align with who want what you got to then pay you what you're worth or what you negotiate. So there's a few things to keep in mind when when you're ready to start negotiating, what is it going to take to be a good negotiator? All right. So number one, you have to be confident in your work. So understanding your portfolio, understanding the steps that it takes you to get to finishing your projects. You have to be confident in talking about what your work involves, and so that puts you in a better position to speak confidently about the negotiations. Speaking clearly, making yourself understood, saying certain sentences and words that have enough meaning and plain meaning so that people can understand what you're saying. Being reliable, all right, and being nice. Those are things that have to do with your brand and your. There's another word, and I just wrote it down. I forgot it. Sorry. I wrote it down. Brand and there's another word for brand. But in any case, those are things that people get to know you for. They get to the industry, your other peers, collaborators get to know you for. And so when you're reliable and nice, it comes across when you're negotiating. The client understands that you're not trying to hurt them, you're not trying to play them, you're not trying to take something from them, you're trying to work with them, and you're trying to find that happy middle ground. You have to be confident about your creative process. You have to have a client and business process. You have to understand, well, how do I work a project from beginning to end, and have the steps necessary to finish this project. And since I have a process, I'm very confident that I'm going to be reliable to finish this process. Plus, you need to have a business process on how you deal with a client from the moment they contact you. And I'm going to talk more about those things. Understanding industry terms, understanding your value, and having such a great brand or reputation, there's a word, that clients come to you. And that's where the business process and the client process also begins, is that make sure you have such a great reputation, such a great brand, that you're making clients come to you, because now you have something to stand on. They came to you. Now you can ask a particular set of questions that make them realize that they're here for you because they want you. And because they want you, now you have the leverage to say, well, you've talked to several other artists, I am sure. I'm sure you're smart enough, and I probably wouldn't say that out loud to them like that, but I would say something like, you've done your homework, you've contacted many other artists, but you're here talking to me. Tell me more about why you feel that you had to come and see me. Oh, because so-and-so referred you, because I seen your work, because of this, because of that. Now you don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to make that part of your negotiation tactic and say, well, I'm the guy you need to save your business. No, they came to you. They with their own words, telling you that you are the person for this job. And now you don't have to sell them on the price that you're trying to get paid. You give them the price. They may want some adjustments on the price. You're willing to negotiate on some of those things. Like, as an example, I get to put your work in my portfolio and talk about it in my demos and tutorials when I teach. Okay, cool. I'm willing to do that. All right, well then I will allow a particular discount for that. Or their answer is no. We want you to sign an NDA and don't tell anybody you worked on this. I say, okay, I can do that. But the NDA is going to cost you. That is going to cost you, and that's when my price won't change. And see, because you're willing to negotiate and you sound smart and you know what you're talking about and you're confident about what you're talking about, now the client has more trust in you because they understand that you're a professional. And that, all of those things put together, is what will allow you to earn what you negotiate and not what you deserve. All right, this is Delta Tango Mike. I'm going to spend the next few days going through all of these different points and more into depth. So hopefully we can take this and apply it into our own thriving artist art life. Find me in these videos and more about this at Art is King on YouTube. Check me out at Vector Maestros, where I talk about digital design and drawing. And if you want some one-on-one digital drawing skills, tips and techniques, find me at patreon.com/Delta Tango Mike. Talk to you later.